I never thought I'd be the guy telling this kind of story. The kind where your whole world flips in a single moment. Where what you thought was real turns out to be nothing more than a well-maintained illusion. I always figured those stories happened to other people. Unlucky people, reckless people, people who didn't pay attention. Turns out, I was one of them. I've been married for 6 years. My wife Rachel and I met in college. She was that girl, the kind that walked into a room and turned heads without even trying. Beautiful, yes, but not just that. She was smart, ambitious, confident. The kind of woman who challenged you to be better just by being in the same room. We hit it off in a shared marketing class. I was the quiet guy in the back who always turned in assignments early. She was the bold one who challenged the professor. She noticed me. That part still surprises me. She came up to me after class one day and complimented my presentation. It wasn't even that good, but she made me feel like I was brilliant. That conversation turned into coffee turned into study sessions, and before I knew it, we were spending every spare moment together. We started dating, and within a year, we were inseparable. Late-night study sessions turned into early morning coffee runs, and even boring errands became mini adventures. We had this effortless chemistry, the kind you don't question, you just feel lucky to have. Graduation came and we moved in together. A couple of years later, we got married. Our wedding was small, intimate, just close friends and family. She cried when we said our vows. So did I. From the outside, our life looked great. And for a while, it was. We both had stable jobs in the city. We bought a cozy little house in the suburbs. We took spontaneous weekend trips to the coast, brunched with friends, posted smiling photos on Instagram that made everything look effortless. I genuinely thought we were happy, but happiness has a way of masking what you don't want to see. It started subtly. Rachel began staying late at work more often. She'd come home tired, distracted. I chalked it up to stress. She had a promotion in sight, and I wanted to support her. We stopped having dinner together. She'd eat in the living room with her laptop open, tapping away at emails while I sat at the table alone. Our conversations got shorter, less personal. When I asked how her day was, I got one-word answers. Fine, busy, tiring. The affection faded too. Little things. She stopped kissing me on the forehead like she used to. Her hugs became brief, almost mechanical. I'd reach for her hand while we watched TV and she'd pull away without thinking. I rationalized it, told myself it was just a phase, work stress, burnout. We'd bounce back. We always did. Then came the phone. I noticed it one evening when she left her purse on the kitchen table. She was upstairs taking a shower, and I was cleaning up after dinner. Her usual phone was charging in the living room, but I heard a buzz come from her bag. Curious, I opened it, and there it was. A cheap, older model phone. Scuffed. Not the kind of phone Rachel would ever use. My stomach twisted into knots. I picked it up. No lock screen. That in itself was suspicious. Rachel was meticulous about her privacy. The message on the screen read, "Can't wait to see you again. Last night was perfect." My heart dropped into my stomach. I scrolled. Dozens of messages. Some were explicit, some were romantic, all of them affectionate. All of them from someone named Ty. I kept scrolling, like I needed more proof. Like the first message hadn't already told me everything I needed to know. I sat down at the kitchen table, the phone trembling in my hands. My mind was a tornado of confusion and anger. Who was Ty? How long had this been going on? Was it just texting? Was it physical? Was it emotional? Was it love? I didn't confront her right away. I needed time. I needed to think. I took pictures of the messages. Every single one. I needed the truth before she had a chance to lie. That night, I lay awake next to her. She slept soundly, peacefully, like she didn't have a care in the world. I watched her breathe, wondering how much of our life together had been a lie. The next day, I made a reservation at her favorite restaurant, a nice place downtown where we used to go on special occasions. I needed to see her face. I needed to hear her say it. Over dinner, I pretended everything was normal. We talked about work, the weather, the pasta. I forced myself to smile. Forced myself to laugh at her jokes. It felt surreal, like I was playing a part in a play I hadn't auditioned for. I waited until the check came. Then I looked her in the eyes and asked, "Is there anything you want to tell me?" She looked confused, maybe nervous, but she smiled and said, "No, why?" I reached into my pocket and pulled out the burner phone. I placed it on the table between us. Her face went pale. Her lips parted like she wanted to say something, but nothing came out. The silence stretched between us like a chasm. The restaurant around us faded. I couldn't hear the clinking of glasses or the laughter from other tables, just the sound of my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. Finally, she said, "I didn't mean to hurt you." She didn't deny it, didn't even try. She just admitted it, like she was confessing to forgetting to pick up milk. She said it started as emotional, just messages. She said she was lonely, that I hadn't been paying attention, that it felt good to be wanted. She told me it didn't mean anything, that she never planned to let it go this far, that she loved me, that we could fix it. But here's the thing, it wasn't just the messages. It was the lies, the sneaking, the second life she had created, the knowledge that she was perfectly content to keep lying until she got caught. I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized I didn't recognize the person sitting across from me anymore. That night, I packed a bag. I didn't yell, didn't scream, I just walked away. Not because I stopped loving her, but because I realized she had stopped loving me long before I ever found that phone. In the weeks that followed, the grief hit me like waves. Some days I could almost pretend it hadn't happened. Other days, I couldn't get out of bed. I replayed every conversation, every kiss, every moment in my head, dissecting it for lies I had missed. Friends tried to console me. "You'll find someone better," they said. "Everything happens for a reason." Maybe they were right, but at that moment, it didn't feel like it. I realized that healing wasn't linear. Some days I hated her. Some days I missed her. Some days I hated myself for missing her. Eventually, I filed for divorce. It was messy, painful, necessary. Rachel tried to reach out a few times, sent long emails, left voicemails, promised she had changed, promised she was sorry, but I never responded. Because deep down, I knew it wasn't just about her betrayal. It was about the fundamental truth that once trust is broken, it can't be patched back together with apologies. Now, months later, I'm rebuilding. Slowly. Piece by piece. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Sometimes the hardest part of losing someone isn't the betrayal. It's mourning the future you thought you'd have with them. But mourning is a part of healing. And healing, even when it feels impossible, is always worth it. I never thought I'd be the guy telling this kind of story. You know, the kind where your whole world flips in a single moment. Where what you thought was real turns out to be nothing more than a well-maintained illusion. I always figured those stories happened to other people. Unlucky people, reckless people, people who didn't pay attention. Turns out I was one of them.